This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Summary of the Parasite. Similar to the connection between structure and culture in society, there is a connection between film and sociology. It is necessary to evaluate films sociologically since the plots, characters, and settings are all, in some way, representations of society. These representations are crucial to the viewer-film interaction, contributing to daily life. Sociologically analyzing films allows one to identify how different films contribute to diverse narratives concerning religion, sexuality, families, nationality, and schooling, among others. The Parasite is a film that tackles sociological subjects exceptionally effectively. The Parasite is one of the greatest movies ever made. Socioeconomic status, class supremacy, and social injustice are essential discussion topics. The film stars Ki-young, Ki-woo, and Ki-tak, who are attempting to find employment for their impoverished family. In an unknown city, the story follows the Kim family, a South Korean family battling poverty. The Parasite uses an exaggerated narrative through the wealth gap to emphasize class struggle and social inequality. In Parasite, a household of 4 jobless adults resides in a confined semi-basement. In a society where riches are synonymous with esteem, the Kims are gravely disadvantaged in prestige. The Kims' social mobility is limited by the parks, which is the capability of classes to ascend the social ladder. Analysis of the Parasite. The following are the sociological concepts and examples from the film that correspond with them. Social stratification refers to classifying groups into hierarchies based on socioeconomic factors such as income, wealth, and race, among others. Parasite revolves around the wealthy Park family and the poor and unemployed Kim family, who rely on the Park family for employment. Functionalism holds that society must adhere to certain norms and regulations to function correctly. In Parasite, businessman Mr. Park has more possibilities than any other member of the Kim clan. Capitalism is a way of running an economy where the mode of production is privately owned. The Kims act inhumanly just because capitalism has depleted their resources to the point where their lives depend on it. Authoritarian leader, a person with authority and influence over others. When Gunshi yells respect at a poster of Mr. Park, it illustrates the characteristics of an authoritarian leader. Social fact is anything that exceeds the individual and exerts authority over them. Despite their talent in English and arts, Ki-woo and Ki-young cannot finish their education. Ascribed status is a situation over which an individual has no control. Kims have no control over their lives and can hardly support themselves. Class system as a societal standing is determined by social forces and personal achievements. In Parasite, the Park family can afford trauma counseling for their son in addition to standard medical care. A dominant group is a group of people in a society who wield more influence than other groups. Mr. Park's prospects are the outcome of his already coming from an affluent family. Poverty is the state of being of poor quality or insufficient quantity. The Kims are a low-income family of 4 adults who do not have jobs. Social mobility is the movement of an individual from one social status to another. Although Mr. Kim helps Mr. Park in many ways, he is simply an employee of the latter. Figuration is the simultaneous analysis of an individual's and society's influences on that individual's behavior. Mr. Park, born into a wealthy family, mistreated his employees. Colonialism is one power's influence over a dependent territory or group of people. The Park's sense of entitlement to occupy more territory than the Kims is reminiscent of a colonial drive. Social identity is a social construct that describes one's self-perception about others. Mr. Parks tells his wife that he hates it when people cross the line, making them appear to be of the same social status. Norms societies are structured by rules of conduct. In Parasite, Kim's and Mr. Park cannot be friends, and too much discussion or laughter is deemed stepping the line by Mr. Park. Class consciousness is the ability to recognize one's place in society. Mr. Park's attitude toward his employees, etc., all demonstrate the relevance of class distinctions to the family. Media and every mode of communication present Ki-woo Kim, a young man from a low-income family, on the phone at his apartment in a South Korean city's slums. In the caste system, from birth until death, one's social standing is maintained. Mr. Park can preserve his social status as a wealthy family member, which provides him with opportunities to become rich. Legitimation as a physician certifies that an ailment is actual. In Parasite, the Parks are determined to find trauma counseling for their kid. Social solidarity is the social bonds that unite a group of people. The Kim's family is tied together by their poverty, and hope is what keeps them moving forward, hoping for a better future. Deception, a speech or action that conceals the facts or the act of hiding the truth. A big part of what makes the movie funny and fun is seeing how the Kim family tricks the Parks, who don't know what's going on. Reflection on the Parasite. The film's narrative focuses on the destitute Kims and the wealthy Parks. Here are a few takeaways from the Parasite that don't involve the storyline or reveal much about the characters. Thanks to the film's central theme, one sees how toxic greed can be in a parasite. On the other hand, today's society is driven by a passion for ever-increasing quantities. It is a feeling of never being able to get enough. Depression and low self-esteem are more prone to set in if we do not feel necessary. There is nothing wrong with being proud of yourself, but feeling like you are more important and worthy of life and pleasure than others and getting enslaved to this desire is an issue. The Parasite depicts a widening gap between the rich and the poor that is not limited to South Korea. It is incredibly difficult for those born into a given social group to break out. The system has to be updated. Despite being from different social backgrounds, we had many of the same psychological and emotional difficulties. The most exciting thing I have learned is that sociology emphasizes the meticulous collection and analysis of facts concerning social life to build and enhance one's understanding of the primary social process. Sociologists typically study the daily lives of groups, conduct extensive surveys, evaluate everyday historical documents, and examine census data. They all tend to produce profound insights into social processes that shape human lives and solve issues. Did you like this sociology within the Parasite movie sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.